Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com. And by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster. Locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarola, Mayor for the city, and we are live this afternoon, a special edition of Inside Leominster, which typically is shown between 6:30 and 7:30, but with COVID, we started doing afternoon updates at 4 and decided just to keep it and let it run its course until some changes get made, maybe during the fall. So we'll keep it 4 to 5, and we'll replay it from 6:30 to 7:30. Our phone number, 978-537-7760, extension 3. That puts you in touch. And we have lots to fill you in on for the show. And do we have Art ready? Is Art out there today?
Yeah, I'm here.
I didn't see any blinking lights, but speaking of blinking lights, it's time for the Art Report. Art, how are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm still amazed. Right?
Well,
I used to sit and watch, like, in amazement, how you take a piece of paper with printing on it and send it through the fax machine, and I'm still amazed by that. But even more so, the fact that you can, like, watch the show on your phone. Like, you can.
That is
there's everything you can do. It's unthinkable, and we don't stop long enough to think about it. It's like, are you serious? Like, people can watch anywhere in the world. It's
crazy.
Incredible. And if you have. If you do Facebook Live, like what we do, and you can pick up an audience, you can broadcast like CBS if you can get enough people to watch.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, I mean, you worked at digital in the early days. Did you ever think, could this ever be thunk?
You know, in the early days, it took me forever. I still can't get over it. It was the first place, after maybe a year of employment, so that would be 69, I heard the term artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And I said, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
But I have an announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing.
The figs are ready?
Yesterday, the 17th hole at Gardner, which is 352 yards long. So I have an incredible ability to be able to shrug off anything bad that happens to me on the golf course. People, sometimes their temper gets the best of them, and they're toast for 18 holes. Well, I'm on the 17th hole. It's damn near vertical, and we tee up way up in the air away from it, and I dubbed my tee shot. It only went about 60 yards. I said, all right. It's all about the third shot, I told myself. So I go up to my ball. I hit a good second shot. I'm 150 to the green. I know where the green is. I can't see it. The hill's so steep, but I know where it is. So I line up. I hit it, and I said to my partner, George Fiore, George, I really hit that nice. He says, you did. We drive up. There's three of us. We can't find my ball. We're looking. I'm saying, this is crazy. Yeah, it can't. I must have hit it through the green and over and into the woods. So George walks over. He goes, oh, my God. He calls me over. It's in the hole.
Come on.
From 150 yards
Wow.
in the hole.
That's crazy.
Oh, it was awesome. I marked the ball, saved it.
Crazy.
I have a little trophy case. I put it up there. Because last year on the second hole, I got a 2 on a par 4. That's called an eagle. Same scenario. I knew the green was there. The pin was somewhere in proximity to the middle. Put it up, bang. And the greenskeeper was screaming at me. I thought I hit somebody. Because sometimes they're bending over doing work on the green. You can't see them. He was telling me it went in.
Wow.
So now I got two of them.
What's the chances?
Oh, my God. They're right up there. I mean, think about it. It's no bigger round than a coffee cup.
And you didn't even see it.
No. And I knew I hit a dead straight shot. So my odds were that it was going to be at least near the pin. That's all I wanted.
Phenomenal.
I didn't expect it to go in.
Phenomenal.
Anyway, having said that.
Can we talk about other important things like your fig trees?
Yeah, the fig tree.
Yes, let's talk about fig tree report. It's time for the fig tree report.
The leaves are as big as an elephant's ear, a baby elephant. It's doing well, loaded. And she's all excited because her tomato plants, one of them's got 17 tomatoes on it. The plum tomatoes.
Wow.
My daughter's garden's booming. She's got raspberries she's picking. She's got all kinds of stuff going on.
Especially Miss Freddie DePasquale this time of year because
God
Freddie was
rest his soul.
my main supply for cherry tomatoes because
I
I don't have time to chop them all up. I just keep at my desk. I just keep popping them right in there, one after another.
Yeah.
Miss Freddie, Miss Freddie.
I took a ride up there not that long ago, at least a couple times a year at my old neighborhood. Roosevelt Ave and Princeton Street, where Canavino was, and
what a garden he had, Pin Canavino.
Oh yeah,
beautiful garden.
And the Canavino construction folks, and I'm sitting there, and that was Jimmy Canavino and Beansy Canavino, his brother Mikey. He used to work for DPW in Fitchburg. They're all gone. Teresa, she's alive and living in Maine. Hadn't seen her since I was 17. Met her on Facebook again, and Rita and I drove to Maine last year and met with her husband at the Maine Diner for breakfast.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. How nice.
And of course, the girls talked about getting their knuckles whacked by the nuns at St. Leo's.
Right.
All the good stuff.
Wow.
You know,
how cool.
it was decent. But sitting up there and thinking back to Freddie and to all the Spatafores on Roosevelt Avenue, you know, Johnny Spatafor, just all of them.
Yeah.
And now that's all changed over.
Yeah. Well, Freddie's daughter, I think, still lives in the house, right?
Yeah. And then I got on Millard Ave, where that was where we used to slide on our sled. And my grandfather built a house on Millard Ave, right at the top, with stucco. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, wow, how many times did I walk up that driveway? And my friend Buzz had bought an old Studebaker, and we worked on that to get it running so he could drive. And out come this young gentleman, and he says, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good." I said, "I'm going back on memories." I said,
reminiscing.
I was in this house, I can't tell you how many times. My friends, the Heleniuses, they own a blueberry farm still to this day in Ashburnham.
Wow.
And she'd make us blueberry pancakes to die for.
That's a good friend to have.
And I said, my grandfather built this house. He said, well, I bought it, and I'm turning it. And he said, would you like to come in? And I couldn't. Rita and I were in a hurry, and I said, I wish I could, but I can't. And he tore it all apart and landscaped it. I believe it's now under ownership with somebody.
Well, nice.
But just looking at the old stomping ground.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. Brings you back,
field
right?
Where
For a couple.
Yeah, and the field I was taught how to throw a good forward pass when I was about 12, maybe 13 years old. It was Frank Novak. We all know who Frank Novak is.
Yes, we do. Yeah. He's
I'll
the
never
best.
forget it. You know, you don't forget these things.
No, I know.
We were playing football with Deco Pagnata and a few of us in the field up there. Here comes this tall and handsome guy coming over, and I throws a pass. In fact, long story short, he said, let me show you something. And he started throwing me. Taught me how to throw a better pass. And I thanked him. And then his uncle, whom he had under his wing for years, was Lenny Pancari.
Pancari, yeah.
And we used to take the school bus, the regular bus, to school, and we'd stand at the Fitchburg-Leominster line where he owned Lenny's Grill, which was a little bar there.
Right.
And he'd bring us out the rack of try-some potato chips and tell us all to take a bag for our school lunches. We were thrilled. We'd take a bag and off we'd go.
That's
anyway.
Right. That's right.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It sure is.
Yeah. It's amazing what a good shot will do. I played today. I hit everything good. It was fun. So, it's only in America can you play golf every day and like it, even if you stink.
Like poor boys like me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Only in America.
Yeah. And the casinos are starting to crank up. Foxwoods, every day they tell me how much they love me.
Well, I'm not on their list because I've never played. I don't play.
Well, I'm not. It's going to be a while before I go into a place like that.
Yeah, the high rollers will go.
Even elbow to elbow. The last time we were there was 7-8 months ago, maybe.
Wow, imagine that.
In my second pull, I hit it for 1,200, and I haven't been back since.
Yeah, good move.
Well, yeah, the virus did it, but and I have to laugh. They're feeling the crunch like like everybody is.
They laid off thousands of people.
But they said, we're going to give you $15 free play. I said, really? 2 years ago, they gave me $500 of free play.
Well, tell them to step it up. Tell them they're going to have to step it up.
I did. They said, do I have any questions? I sent them a note. I said exactly what you just said. It says, you need to come up with some more free play.
Yeah, make the odds a little better and I'll be down.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, everything looks good. Everybody, and Rita had a checkup today. Everything's good. They took the stitches out.
Good.
She's out looking at and the hummingbirds are back.
Oh, that's a good sign.
We were told that they were late this year for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting out there yesterday. She goes, look, and they're a different color. We've always had green. They had green and a little black spot on the neck, or a dark color with a green spot on the neck. These were all brown. I don't know what that has any significance, but they were looking at us and backing up and going in and going crazy on the honeysuckle.
Well, make sure they don't touch the figs.
Oh, no.
Yes.
They were looking at them. They were looking at the fig tree.
Well,
and
make sure that's as far as they go.
Well, I told them, you know who you're fooling with here? And they left, so they're safe. I told Rita I still have an old bumper sticker that has your name on it.
Come
I
on.
want to put it on the potted plant and send you a picture.
That is old.
Yes. All right, buddy.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Be well.
All right.
Bye-bye.
978-537-7760. That's the number to call. We're going to move on in Chief Kennedy, and while we are, we will update you with the new numbers. Cases in Leominster are down to 30. That's the lowest ever, I believe. Completed 631, up 4, so down 4 on the positives, up 4 on the negatives. That's good. 631 off the list. State numbers: 143 new cases in Massachusetts, 14 new cases in Worcester County, 11 deaths in Massachusetts. Health Alliance with 5 inpatient testing positive, 1 in ICU. And total tested in Massachusetts now, we're almost up to 1 million. So they've upped it to 13,000 people were tested. Now, that's a good sign when you have no new cases and 13,000 people have been tested in Massachusetts and 11 deaths. That's certainly better. We were at much lower than that with much higher numbers. So again, Leominster, 30 cases, still testing positive, and complete and off that list, testing negative, and no symptoms, 631. Let's see, let me just jump back to Facebook to get us back on. Let's see where we went. I clicked off. There we go. Okay, there you go. Yes, all is well. All is well. Ken Bridland be back soon, he says. And yeah, it's pretty good. People coming back later and later from Florida. But last night, tonight, today, just beautiful weather. Yeah, let's get Chief moved on in here. We'll get him mic'd up. In the meantime, gave you the numbers. Still, if anyone is unemployed, you suddenly become unemployed, mass.gov DUA, that's mass.gov DUA. And if you're self-employed, contractor, mass.gov PUA. And just about every slide we show today is everything we talk about here tonight is on our website at leominster-ma.gov.
I don't mind walking in front of the camera.
What are you doing there, Carl? Walk on by here?
Yeah.
Huh? A little walk on by?
My 15 seconds of
A little, you see, Carl's all decked out today. He's got like khaki pants on. Got that what is it, Margaritaville look there?
Yeah.
Huh? That's what it is. Sneakers. Little GQ there.
Yeah.
Thought I saw you in GQ magazine last month, Carl. The summer edition. Community Resources, Catholic Charities tomorrow, 8:30 to 4:30. Ginny's Food Pantry still helping out both organizations. That's good news. And, one last thing, and then we're going to switch to the chief. In the past, we funded 60 businesses in Leominster at $2,500 a piece. Give them a little boost. You can use the money for lease agreements, rental, utilities, that sort of thing. But please apply. You can you can email grants@leominster-ma.gov, or you can call the mayor's office at 978-534-7500. Tell them you're interested in that funding for small business. Had to have been in business for a year, and but not a whole lot of other criteria that you need to meet. Most people meet it with no problem. So we still have enough money to do another. Thank you, Carl. To do another 60. We previously funded 60 businesses. I don't know if we have enough to fund 60 businesses more, but if you haven't applied, and please do so. 978-534-7500. Spanish Center with the Summer Eats program, 978-534-3145. That's for kids under 18, over at the Spanish American Center, 112 Spruce Street. Joanne Donato called in today. We had helped her with a little bit of publicity to get the word out, because they had beautiful raspberries and blueberries, and we thought, when the heat hits them, very difficult, because it's not the same as in the fall when you get apples. It's like perfect weather. The heat can sometimes move these berries along quicker than usual. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, she said they had 50 people up there today. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 8:30 to 11 o'clock. Look for the little yellow shed across from the farm stand, and they'll get you hooked up. Don't worry about bringing your own buckets. They will supply you with buckets and all. Welcome to the show, Aaron Kennedy. Been promoted to chief. He's acting chief for now, but welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
And so let's start a little bit of history with you and how long you've been on the department. And
I was hired in 1995, April. I was in the first group you hired. I believe it was your first term, your second year.
Wow.
A long time. It's amazing how things has changed.
It just moves
It
and
does.
changed, yes.
It does. So I've been a little over 25 years. Born and raised here. Parents are all from Leominster.
Your father was in the fire department.
Yeah, all my family's on the...
Uncle's on the fire department.
I was the oddball. I went the other way.
I know. Uncle on emergency management.
Yep.
I mean, a whole family filled with
a lot of public service. Yes.
Following right in the footsteps of.
Yeah, it's I moved, patrol. I heard you talking to Art, talking about the Roosevelt area and the gardens. I remember, patrolling Cat 2, and that was the area. And even when I was on midnights as a sergeant, I'm like, those gardens were amazing back then, and things have changed.
Lots of gardens.
But,
well, gardens are back. They say genealogy. People are into genealogy. I mean, now, be surprised the things that people are doing, but people looking in the family history and putting their family tree together, and so times are changing, and we're in the midst of it all.
Yeah, we are. So it's been I've enjoyed it. 25 plus years on the police department. Couldn't ask for anything better. It's a great job. I've met with you a few times with new officers getting hired, and you being there.
3 new ones today.
Yep, 3 new ones today.
Promotion of Ryan Mulatus, and is acting lieutenant.
Yep.
And so there's a whole lot of movement going on.
Tons of it.
I said the other day, I think the only person I might have worked with that's still there is probably Kinney.
Yeah.
He's probably the last one.
Yeah. We talked about that before Chief Goldman retired, and he goes, it was him and then Rich Kinney, another great officer for the department.
The whole place has been replaced.
Yeah, you replaced them.
I did it.
You hired them all.
Everybody's been replaced. It's
we
just
got
funny.
A new building on the horizon. The guys are excited. I grew up in that side of town where that Miles Kiddick's used to be. A lot of my friends, we played ball down there.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
So, when it's all built.
Big enough to play ball now.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing how big it looks.
It's huge now, it seems like. But once you put the police station on it, put parking and landscaping, it won't seem so so large anymore. But they did a good job. Bourgeois did an excellent job down there.
They did.
And he underbid everybody by $100,000, so he saved money.
Yep.
They're going to knock that front wall down.
Yep.
We didn't realize how steep it is until you stand there, like, nah, that wall's got to come. That was coming down anyway.
Yeah, when we went in the building committee, when we're all been attending, you can tell it was going to be steep by looking at the diagram and stuff. So, but
that's out of the way now, and whoever does the station won't have to worry about taking that piece down. So that should take care of that. So just a few short days into the position.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to just get a chance for people to put the name and the face together, and it's a big job. We're a mid-sized city, and it's a big job, and we have 190 and 12 and Route 2 and 117, and all of the stuff just crisscrosses all day, and daytime population swells, and it's a busy place with things that one could never predict can happen in a community this size. Yet on the other side, it's you've got beautiful neighborhoods, and they're a good community, and even in Ward 2, I mean, when I just look at just the data on Ward 2 and how things have changed just up in that one neighborhood.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I grew up in the Elm Street side, Lower Elm Street, where my father still lives, and that area, all the way up towards the Sportman, is all, built up back in the day, and it stopped at Birch Street.
Right.
Then it was all fields, and things have changed.
Fields and farms, and then land becomes valuable, and people take it. And so, what's the plan for the next couple of months? Because we're going to, put together the whole process to hire permanently, and I'm sure you'll be putting in for the job. But the plan, just talk about some of the things that you would like to do in the next couple of months.
Well, right now we're paying close attention to the police reform that's being handled down in Boston. We're paying close attention to it because we know there's change coming. We understand, we agree with most of it that's in there. There's a few things that we think it needs to be open to discussion for all cities and towns and all the police departments to have their say into it. I am in the process of, with the command staff, looking at the bills and see where we need to make changes or add to, because we know it's going to be overwhelming, and we don't know if it's going to be in 6 months or there's going to be a time frame for it. So we're kind of in the process between the Superiors Officers Union and the patrolmen's, and we all got to come together, work as a team. So we're all dissecting the bill and breaking it.
Figure out what it all means.
What it all means,
what's it mean to the public, to the department. Sure.
A lot of it, we're just trying to break it down so we have a sense to come back and talk to you about our needs that may need to happen to get us to the finish line. I do think it's going to be a pretty big task. It's going to confront all the police departments, big or small, and it's going to be challenging. So I figure if we can get a good game plan between now and the end of the year, or whenever you get to make a permanent chief, at least we have whoever, it's me or the next guy, that we hand off where we're going. That's an easy transition, or at least we're going in the right direction, getting things in line to where we need to be certified and under the post agreement they want all officers to fall under. We just want to have a good plan in place that we can meet this every year, or whatever the law says we need to follow.
It's funny because one of the things that I hear is more and better training. When it was different administrations, that was one of the things that would get cut to the point where there was almost no training left.
Yes.
And in other states where the funding is provided for training, it makes a difference. And here it's always like the last thing, or it didn't get funded, or they cut the training academy back. And at a time when we all know there's more training needed. Each group that goes into the academy needs more training because the world evolves so much and changes so much. Not less training, but then the existing officers that are already working the street and working in the department, well, laws are changing for them, things are changing for them, and I spoke to a group. It must have been just before COVID, and they said, "What's the most surprising thing?" I said, "I never could envision that we'd be administering, police officers, firefighters, be administering Narcan."
Yep. I never would have thought that.
I'm like, the spray, the stuff that you administer to somebody because they overdosed on a drug, and it actually takes them out of it, and it knocks them out of it. And I'm thinking, I knew there would be advancements in CPR would change around. We have better equipment on ambulances, and I knew that would happen, and that's just time,
Yep.
but never could I ever envisioned. Imagine pulling an old timer from 1950s or 60s and pulling them in and saying, "Yeah, we do this thing." It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Nobody could have ever thought that. Which means you need training.
Yeah, a lot of training. We've been very fortunate. I believe, like along with our department and the rest of the departments in Massachusetts, we do a lot of training. I think we're much higher than most states.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of stuff that this police reform, I think we're going to be able to comply with it. It's just going to take time.
Body cameras, for instance,
Oh.
very expensive. Body cameras. I remember we did dash cams when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
We did mobile data terminals when they first came out.
Yep.
And we were like, yeah, we'd love to do this in every cruiser. We do have them now,
Yeah, we
but
do now.
at the beginning, it was very expensive to have a mobile data terminal that's hooked up via internet in each cruiser.
Yeah.
And then a dash cam, same sort of thing. And now I suspect that more and more police departments and more police officers would like to have, body cams, but the expense.
Yes.
And then you've got to store this, I assume,
It's the storage
once
is
you
what-
record it, right?
Oh yeah, you got to keep it for. You have to determine how long you're going to keep it because other outside agencies want to know that. But the camera itself is not that expensive.
Right, right.
The storage that's what cripples the departments. It's too expensive.
So when they talk about reform and they talk about all these things, I don't know that police departments are necessarily in disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we would love to have the money because we don't have it, and it's such a huge expense. We don't know how. I mean, I guess you could start out with a few,
Yep.
and you look at a city like Boston and Worcester and Springfield. All talk about Boston has them. I think Springfield was on trial.
Worcester's on track. supposedly,
Worcester,
I
that's
heard.
right. No, I was part of that. And but think of it, it's extremely expensive when all these other things are going on. So this is something that we're going to see. I think we'll see the change in police departments, but it's also a different era for police officers themselves today.
Oh, yeah.
There's a different element of police officers that are joining the department today.
Yes.
They're a different group, and I think will adhere to the training differently.
Yep.
And we've got great listeners, patient. They have some really good
Yeah, they do.
qualities.
We have some good officers. I mean, they're all good officers, but there's a big split where there's a lot of senior guys like myself
Right.
at one spectrum, and then there's a huge spectrum on the other end that they're like 5 years or less. And you've seen it, like you described today about the gentleman that fell by Tim's. They were right there.
Right there.
Right there. They helped him out.
Just no big deal at all. Not looking
Yeah.
for anything. I just so happened to spot them.
Yeah, well, I
That's the
figured-
only reason I said anything is I spotted them. They weren't looking for any recognition. And when they got the gentleman up, this guy, I know the guy is very proud, a little embarrassed, but these guys made it like it was absolutely like it was nothing.
I get a lot of attaboys from your office that the public.
Today we got one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out who.
We get a lot of them.
They do. They didn't know the officer's last name. They spelled it wrong. But once I looked it up, I figured out who the officer was. It was Officer Christian Hedge. He's been on a couple of years. Great new officer. And I sent him an email saying, hey, here's a copy of the attaboy
Yeah.
from the public. I go, you're everything we want in an officer and how you interacted with these people in accident, how you went above and beyond to help them. And his response back, I wish I could give it word for word. He is everything we envision as the mayor or as the chief, how you want your officers to act to the public. And he is embracing how he interacts with the public. He is a great speaker, and he's a hands-on guy. And we couldn't be so fortunate to have officers like that. And it's great.
Years ago, and certainly when I started, is our PR, public relations, was we would go to the churches on Sunday. You had a list
remember
of
that.
churches,
Yep.
and you'd go out there and you build relationships. Then we got away from that. We went into more of the public. We didn't have much interaction. Maybe you worked a detail at the mall, or maybe you worked a detail and people could see who you were. But other than that, it was only on a call. And we kind of migrated away from that, saying, we do drive-by policing, and that doesn't work well.
No.
We get out of that. We still get into riding bikes, and I think that's when the police world started to see, wait a minute, we're actually being treated positively, like people actually like us. And then came, School Resources Office. We were like the first, like one of the first in the state to use school resource officers we were second to Cambridge in domestic violence unit and department and hiring civilians. So, we saw all those needs in the community, but we also saw the feedback, the biofeedback that came back saying, no, these are good things. We enjoy the interaction between the police department. And now that's more important than anything. And I think the other part is how diverse the police department is. And fire department here in the city.
Yeah, our department is very diverse since even when I came on, it wasn't. It was a very small percentage, but now it's so spread out. It's great. Couldn't be happier.
No, I mean,
couldn't be happier.
And I think part of when I hear, police reform, and one of the things that I keep saying is, well, there are good people in every ethnic community.
That's right.
Every part of the city, and recruit. Go to you'd make a good police officer. Why don't you think about taking the test?
Yep.
And that's how we did it. Last time we were really trying to get out there and recruit and get good people. And so if, that's a good way to say, hey, you know what? I mean, there's jobs. We post all our jobs on the website. Any job that comes up, even if it's part-time, it all goes up on the HR department, human resource website of the city's website, leominster-ma.gov. So that gives an opportunity. So keep checking that. I know people will say, let me know when the next test is. I said, I don't want to be responsible
it might be a year
for
or two
all
for
these
that
people writing a list down. And like, if I don't call them and they don't take the test, they're going to be mad at me. So I just tell them, we put it out. We put it on the show. We put it on Facebook, social media, newspaper, whatever it is. But we also, you can also go to the cities. And most cities now post things on, host things on the HR department. And you can go to the state and go to Mass Hire and you can find all of this information. So it's good. The walk-in beats downtown, people love them.
Yep.
A lot of road construction now already started.
Started to pick up. There was a little lull last couple of weeks, but it started to pick up again.
And so we've done some paving and we've got some big projects. Next year will be Route 13, so that should be fun.
That should be interesting.
That should be fun. But most of these construction companies, when they get these bids, they're sort of pre-qualified already.
Yep.
They know the drill. They know the safety part of it all, and they move quick. I was just watching Lynch today and working on the bike trail, and I'm like, these guys don't fool around. They just move.
I saw them over by
Kentucky Fried.
No, they were down there. They had the grinder, the little mini tractor grinder.
Yeah, that's
down by
the Bobcat things there.
And I said, that looked like a fun thing to ride, because he was really destroying all the brush and clearing out the road.
They just move quick.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. There's no time for error at all. And even when you look at these bridges, they literally rebuild bridges while they're still up.
Yep.
No more taking the whole thing down and cutting pieces out. I mean, just amazed.
Yeah, you see them once in a while coming down from Weston, Mass, down to wherever they're going east. 2 or 3 trucks with 3 sections of a bridge.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they were pouring it. And then hopefully it hung us.
They did 6 bridges on 190, both sides of the road.
Yep.
6, so that's 12 bridges that they did in less than a year.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
Yep.
What's in store for you? I mean, what do you see? Anything special that you have that you'd like to get done in the next couple of months?
Right now, we're just going to concentrate on keeping our department up to date with our policies and our training.
Right.
A lot of training that because of COVID, we had to put off because we couldn't be together.
Sure.
But we got to get that done and to stay up to date for what we need to do, and then make sure all the policies. We're going to start tweaking the policies that we have that are going to hopefully, where we see the forms going, that everything's going to be in compliance or brought up to compliance, so we don't have to worry about things when they give us dates that we have to start doing stuff for, getting the officers qualified for being police officers under the police reform. I just, right now the big thing is just to stay up to date with that day by day.
There's a lot in it.
There's a lot.
There's tons in it.
And I don't want to veer off onto another project and then that pulls us from that. I think that's a priority, and I'm going to reach out to some other area chiefs like Chief Mono to see how they're playing the thing, so maybe we can kind of work together on how we do stuff. And
one of the things that I hope happens is that I think it's important to prepare the public. And I know there are parents that have had conversations with their kids when they get their license. I don't know if they do this. I've been to a couple of driver's ed classes speaking on safety or whatever. But really getting the message across as to how to conduct oneself.
Yep.
There is nothing scarier. I mean, let's face it. I mean, as well trained as people could be, police officers, there are situations that, I see troopers at night sometimes, 1 in the morning, and I'm stopping a car by themselves, and I'm thinking, they have no clue who's in their car.
No, you don't.
Even with lights and everything, can't see everything. People start moving around. They're looking for the license, looking for the registration. And we really, I think part of the whole equation is really get the message out to think a little bit. Have your license and registration ready.
Yep.
I mean, have it in your vehicle somewhere so it's not between all the napkins from Dunkin' Donuts and that deep sea of McDonald's straws that are in there. Like, actually put it somewhere where you can actually get it quickly, because what you don't want to be doing at any time of day is like shuffling through things and pulling things out. The officer doesn't know what's going on.
No, you
they
don't.
can't see. That's especially at night. They can't see what you're doing. Put your hands in a place where they can. We've got to get more of that, because if we really want to de-escalate the situation, then we've got to get the message out about how to conduct oneself when an officer approaches you, when you get stopped, whatever. Because the first piece of this is just cooperating, because they don't know. You don't know what call they just got, and all of a sudden you're there. Just, I was saying here, there was a accident on, and I don't remember if it was either in Sturbridge or just over the line in Connecticut. And so the officer that was investigating was telling me, because he was teaching a class, and said 2 cars went head on. So one left the rest stop and went the wrong way. But based on where the cars went, they could never really figure it out, because they were the exact same car.
Oh, jeez.
They were the exact same car. 2 male operators.
Little confusion.
You don't know that something just happened. Somebody just called in and said, I just saw something happen down the street. Yeah, do you have a make or model? Yeah, it's a red pickup truck, and that's all I could tell is a red pickup truck. And you're minding your own business. You're not doing anything. You come by, officer sees you, pulls you over, red pickup truck. You don't know that.
No, you don't know
You have
that.
no clue that they're looking for somebody in a crime that was a red pickup truck.
And from the job, when they put out a red pickup, when you go in there, you're seeing 6 red pickups.
Exactly. Like, they're all over the place,
all over the
right?
place. It's just the way it
They
works.
got partial number plate.
Yep.
It could be a P, it could be an O, it could be a Z. We don't know. And all this is going on, so you don't know. So the thing is, talk about de-escalating the situation is just cooperate.
Yes.
That's the first thing that you can do is cooperate. And because you don't know what's going on, and ask. Say, hey, officer, can I just ask a question? Right? If you're doing 100 on Route 2 and you get pulled over, don't ask the officer why you got stopped, right?
Yeah, I know.
And clearly, you were doing
A lot
100.
of times, if they, when I was in traffic, or any time I was in any cruiser car stop I did, if they told me the truth,
You were more than likely going to cut him some
you
slack.
probably get a warning.
Right.
We're all like that. We're all,
Because you were in that same situation.
right.
You know what? I didn't realize. I'm sorry. You know what? I was moving too quick. I'm off to get my son. I'm late. I had a phone call. Get it, right? We get it, right?
yeah, we're
we
human.
get it. And if you are habitual, you'll eventually turn up. But that's the thing I think at the same time we've got to get out is how to cooperate. How, talk about de-escalation. Remember, escalation is only when you get to the next step because of your training that says, I'm beginning to fear for my safety. I'm starting, something's not right. This person isn't acting right. And sometimes people, the big miscommunication or misdiagnosis is when somebody's having a diabetic reaction. Looks a lot like, the symptoms are a lot like somebody that's drinking.
I've had a few of those.
But, when people say, I'm diabetic, right? You see their chain, I'm diabetic. Okay, now we know the situation can calm down. And when they talk about, in the academy, they teach you don't go from, hey, stop, you're trying to, and then you go to pull out your gun or your laser. There's a whole lot that goes on. So the public can help by de-escalating the situation, and that'll bring the police officers' level down so you never reach that point.
And a couple quick questions, you moved on.
Yeah, exactly. This doesn't have to be confrontational in 99% of the case. So hopefully from that will come a campaign. And it actually started at one point. I don't know if you remember that, but it actually started at one point. I think it was the the security officer or something that shot that individual somewhere, and it became a big thing after where people were starting to say, hey, listen, officer comes up, it's nighttime, put your hands where they can see him, put him on the dashboard, do something, put him in the air, whatever it is that you can do, because that takes down the situation,
it does.
right?
It does.
And
helps a lot.
And so everybody's got to kind of, understand, put yourself in those the police officer's shoes and think about that male or female officer that's by themselves, or maybe there's just two people there. It's dark. It looks like a dangerous situation. You don't know what's going on. Just think about that. It's a lot can be prevented by that, and then have some good dialogue, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're stopping me for some specific reason.
Yeah.
Well, Chief, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have you on some more, and take it easy out there, because it is, one of the big things is sidewalks.
Yes.
I know people sometimes try to pull over. They don't want their vehicle hit, but at the end of the day, if all possible, stay off the sidewalks. I see so many times when people have to, grandmothers walking the kids or pushing the stroller, and they got to get off the sidewalk.
Yeah,
they can't go on the sidewalk. They go on the street.
They put the whole car on the sidewalk.
Yes, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
And we don't want, people think it's like a revenue generating thing for us. Some departments, some parts of this, I get it. They do that. I mean, it's revenue. We don't want to give out, right? This is the police department that doesn't want to give out tickets, right? So tickets are for, for education purposes.
Corrective action.
Yeah, if your vehicle's taking up the whole sidewalk, you can't get a stroller through. You don't leave much choice. The officer may bang on your door or whatever, and you may also get a citation. But we don't want your money, right? We just want whoever's walking up the street or on the sidewalk, a disabled person or somebody that's pushing a baby stroller, pulling kids in a wagon, or an elderly person. We just want to be able to get them by safely. That's all.
I agree with you.
All right. Take care. We're going to take a short. You guys ready for a short break back there? And then we will do photos of the week, if that's okay, because running out of time here and then we'll get Kyle on towards the end. So if you have if you don't, then you can do a close-up of me, and we'll let the chief move on, and we will do photos of the week if you guys are ready. Are you ready back there? That's awesome, huh? That's a keeper, Kyle, at Sholin Farms.
Yes, it is.
Sholin Farms, raspberries and blueberries. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Hello. I don't hear
Hello?
you. Hi.
Hey, buddy.
How's it
How
going?
are you?
How are you? I'm great tonight.
Doing great.
I'm great.
So during job talk today, we had the Chambers of Commerce come in.
You had the Chamber of Commerce come in.
Yes, Brian.
Was that on your a Zoom meeting?
Yes, with Suzanne, yeah.
Nice, very nice. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Good. Good for
We
you.
were wondering to know if you want to come in and sometime you would tell us what the guys are interested in what you do.
Yeah, if they can zoom in some French fries or something, yes.
So it's going to be Suzanne's birthday next Tuesday.
Wow. Are you having a virtual party for her?
No.
No?
No, because she's taking a vacation. It's vacation.
Oh, that's okay. Well, tell her I said happy birthday.
Yeah, and also, let's see, I have my two interviews. One is for the ARC I told you about.
Yes.
For Sherlevin.
Yep.
And one's going to be for Hannaford.
Oh, did you hear back from Hannaford at all?
Yeah, I heard him back earlier today. Her name is Jamie.
And did you get the job?
I'll find out for tomorrow.
Good. Well, good luck. Fingers crossed.
Yes, and I'll tell you private about the ARC.
Okay.
Take care, buddy.
All right there, Crystal.
Take care. Over out.
Over and out.
Did you get your gift? Did you get your gift?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take
10-8.
care.
10-8.
Bye-bye.
10-8. We're
Yeah,
clear.
bye.
All right. Let's move on to photos of the week if we can. Do we have them separated like that? No. Let me go through this. I'll go through these real quick. We can do them. I'll go through them real quick. That's for businesses. Again, if you have a business in town, you're not a franchise or something like that, $2,500. Just call us if you haven't already applied. We already have done 60, but if you haven't applied, by all means, $2,500 goes a long way, right? Big help. Spanish Center, again, doing their grab-and-go meals. They're doing it from 9 to 12. Shoalin Farms open with blueberries and raspberries. Open. They won't be open until Saturday from 8 to 11. Get out there early, but they had a ton of people there today. Joanne called and said, excellent. Had a good day. Tax bills, if you got the return an envelope and it says, what town does it say? Barnstable? Just disregard that. Get another envelope and mail it to us. If you've already mailed it, don't worry. They'll pass the check on to us. There's our new numbers. There we are overall, kind of the middle of the pack when it comes to communities our size. Let's see. Grants have been submitted. We went to the public hearing last Thursday when we left here for the skate and bike path down at Johnson Street. Police station, if you want to follow the progress, the buildings are down, demolished. Leominster Police Station Project.org. School surveys are out. Please, if you can, fill them out. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're staff, let us know what you're thinking. If you're parents of students, let us know. Your opinion is important and it matters. Health Alliance, best thing to do is go to their website. Somebody said they had symptoms today. They went up. They said, no, you need a referral. Best thing to do is call them at Health Alliance and also at Reliant. They'll tell you what the criteria is for getting tested. And this is our dashboard. We'll just go by that. We'll go to averages here. And let's see, 580 people are right now hospitalized, testing positive for COVID. There's your hospital admissions. There's your are currently in intensive care around the state, 80. Currently incubated, 40. Total deaths in Massachusetts, total 8,368. The average age of a COVID case in hospitals, 51. The average age of total cases reported as hospitalized, 68. The average age of deaths in Massachusetts is at 82. We will now go to photos of the week. Yes, we will. Honest, we will. Oh, Beacon of Hope. Let's not forget them, right? Beacon of Hope is having their virtual fundraiser. And in memory of Paul Roy and Faye Brooks is coming up the 18th and the 19th. So we've got to get out there, take our pictures, send them in, and also send our donations in as well. So a wonderful organization. If you could help at all, $5, $10, doesn't even matter. Hit the old change drawer if you need to, or the change jar. But 978-840-2727, Beacon of Hope, MA.org. Colonial Band's concert next week. They're approved by the state, so the 21st. So they are approved by the states. The concert will be downtown. You'll be plenty of room to keep your distance. Same with the band. If you do not have internet access, Comcast Essentials, 1-855-846-8376. And let's give a big thanks. Let me go back one slide here to Russ and Kim at Infinite Design, 134 Lancaster Street, for doing all those repairs on all those laptops and computers so that we can get them into the hands of kids that otherwise would not have an electronic device to connect to the internet so they can learn and explore. Registry update, if you need to go, 1-857-368-8000. Okay, pictures of the week. Look at that, how beautiful. All the flowers. I mean, just today, it seems like everything peaked because nothing but accolades to everyone involved, and Sally and Larry and everyone in the DPW and everybody that helps put this together, our office staff, If you'd like to make a donation, we would really appreciate it. We didn't push hard for donations this year, figuring COVID-19 put a tough spin on people, but we do get donations, and if you'd like to donate, send them to Leominster City Hall, the Mayor's Office, 25 West Street. But look how beautiful those flowers look. That's the side of City Hall. New canteen truck for emergency management. They've had the same one for I don't even know how many years. You should see this thing. This thing has been provided to us by MEMA, and let me tell you, this thing is it cost us nothing other than to letter it, over $100,000 for that piece of equipment. Police officers promoted today in new offices. To the right is Ryan Malonis being promoted to lieutenant. New offices, Kristen Schwartz, Tanner Jokala, and Nicholas Rice are all joining the Leominster Police Department as full-time police officers. They are excited, and so are we. Hey, look at that. City Hall staff go to get treated for some to the common. Brooklyn makes the best slushy lemonade. I'm not sure when she'll be back out there, but I'll certainly let you know. You can't miss this one. Sweet treat on the common. The rail trail, as I said before, is in progress. It's finally happening. I never thought I'd see the day when equipment would arrive and they'd start clearing the way for a rail trail. Outside renovations at Central Headquarters. The DPW setting the curbing, putting the finishing touches on. The rear project, if you have a chance, drive by at night. It's all lit up back there, and you can see it. Beautiful job. And we got it done for, I mean, a lot of the work we did ourselves, but what we couldn't, we hired local contractors, and they did a remarkable job. Ash Street had a drainage problem there, and they washed out, so they are down there filling that and repairing it, doing a good job. Thanks to all the skateboarders and all those that are on bikes that came to the park meeting last week. We had a big crowd, biggest crowd we've ever had to support a park. Look at them all. It's amazing how many people came out, and they are wonderful and helpful, and really want to see this park happen. Carl, you coming out? Come on out. Carl, update us on what's happening at LTV. Some big changes, everyone, coming at LTV. Let's see. Look at that. Alex Trebek gave fans an update on his cancer treatment while announcing Jeopardy will do this for the first time ever. And I don't know what that is, Carl, but you know those little teasers you get all day long that come across the screen. So Carl Pemerini, the executive director of LTV, big things happening around here, Carl. I'll be doing our last shows will be done here in the building, or at least live shows. The last of those shows will be done in the next couple of weeks or so.
That is correct.
And we've been here how many years?
We're hoping to be, our new facility is going to be located, 400 yards down the street? Down the street, right across from the St. Leo Cemetery.
Sure.
It's that building that you see down there. There's signage on the building now.
I saw that.
It says LTV. We're hoping to get in there around Labor Day. And hopefully there won't be too much disruption in actual broadcasting of 3 channels.
How many years have we been here?
In this building since 2007, so 13 years in this building. But we've been around since 2000.
Yeah.
And we've been saving our pennies.
I guess so.
This isn't costing the city a dime.
No, and let me just say that. People will say, well, where do you guys come up with the money? Carl's been very conservative here. He's used the equipment until the equipment cannot be used anymore.
I haven't been conservative.
Everybody.
Tina.
Yeah, Tina.
Tina keeps the books.
Tina's cheap. I mean, Tina cooks. Tina's cheap.
We can't spend a dime unless Tina okays it. So.
But really, everybody's been conservative. They're using equipment as long as you can.
Yep.
Only purchasing what you need to.
That's correct.
Bringing in the newspapers so instead of toilet paper. All that stuff. It adds up.
It does.
And here you are. You put enough aside over the years.
It's funny because I always, break Tina about that. But saying, Tina, if you've taken the change out of my pockets again and put it in the jar, she does that.
Yeah. Hats off.
It really does add up. So we're excited. There won't be, hopefully the new studio is going to be better insulated, less noise. So it should be a state-of-the-art facility when we get in there.
One thing, let's face it, when we first started doing Twin City Cable TV or whatever it was. We had a studio, a couple cameras, went out over the air. It did go out to Lunenburg and other communities and Fitchburg, whatever. But, I mean, where we've come in terms of technology, be able to grab a camera, hit the streets, and just basically go live.
You can.
From anywhere.
It's scary, and it's going to, you wait in the next 2 years, technology is going to take another huge leap. So, yeah, we don't even know where it's
just
gonna,
phenomenal.
It's crazy.
And what it does is a number of things. So I can't make it to every single game that there is. As time moves, it gets busier and busier and busier all the time. So I find myself trying to squeeze in as many events as I can get to if I'm invited to things. But boy, what a difference it is. I mean, at night when things settle down, I can actually watch either a game or part of a game on my phone.
It's
while
crazy.
I'm laying in bed trying to, deprogram myself, right? Just amazing.
The sad part right now is with COVID and everything, we're not doing as much sports coverage, as we normally would
of course.
be. But we're branching off into other areas. We're going to be starting a major historical project with Mark Bedanza. We're developing right now, so we're going to keep busy and bring some great programming, to the city.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that can't get out. I mean, people are living longer, but maybe they can't get out to some of these events. And Ron will be filming the Colonial Band concerts.
Exactly.
And, I remember that last section at Doyle Field. And what was it? Gidio Moroni and all those guys sat right on that end seat there.
Yep.
That was a bunch of people that had never missed a game.
Yep.
Imagine that. Had just never missed a game. Just phenomenal. They're gone now. I don't know there's any left, but that sit right at the edge. Well, people get older now and they can't get to the games, or they want to see their great grandchildren play, or maybe they missed a game. They were in Florida, but maybe they want to catch a game. They're in Florida. All you got to do, go to Leominster.tv. You can watch it. Just absolutely phenomenal what local access television has brought. Live meetings. I remember doing the first city council meetings. The first city council meetings. And now planning board meetings are on there, zoning board so this stuff does matter, right? This content of
this whole thing with the COVID has made them relook at how meetings are held everywhere. So now with the Zoom and go to meetings and everything, it's another way to bring stuff directly to the people. So we're looking into that whole aspect of things too, and changing for that too. So.
Well, thank you, and we'll keep everybody informed. We are out of time here at Inside Leominster. Thank you to Keith and Bradley back there, and Carl and everybody at LTV. Thanks for watching. Remember, be nice, be kind, be generous when you can, be well. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You need to show up. Good night, and thank you for watching.
Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com. And by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donot shout.com.